Mariota's going to throw it. Davis with a catch at the 50. Fires for the end zone. The Lady Walker. The Lady Walker. The Lady Walker. It's like an old friend has come home to Nissan Stadium.
Get out the way.
Blitz presented by Farm Bureau Health Plans. Oh my gosh, that sound I've been waiting for a long time. I am Lance Smith with you once again, but this man right here is Eddie George, everybody. Thank you. Wow, man, we are back at it again. Good to see you, sir.
Season 4, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
On our new home, My TV 30. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love that we are a part of your homes, and you're a part of our home now.
Absolutely.
I love being here. Little news to kick off. We'll talk about this in a little bit. Our kicker, Ryan Suckup, IR. We have Cairo Santos in from the Buccaneers. We've picked him up now. So that was a little alarming. Today to read about. Well, we've got a lot of Titans bits to get into, but let's talk about your offseason. How you been?
Oh, man, been great. Busy, filming commercials, TV shows, been on stage.
Yeah, the man does it all.
Yeah, I'm building my businesses, of course, going on family vacations, spending all my money. So I got to hit the streets again and find work. But it's been a wonderful, wonderful off season.
It's funny how kids do that.
Yeah, the wife. It's not the kids, the wife.
Right. All right, well, and also, too, we'll talk a little bit about this, but you have a special project going on with a guy that you know very well.
Yeah.
Mr. Ray Lewis.
Someone that, right. Ray, I did not like him on the field at all. Let me be perfectly clear about that. But we've, over the years, since we got drafted together in the 1996 draft, been friends, adversaries, and now friends off the field, and we're looking to do more projects together for big cause. Our initiatives, we talked about it, is cigars, cocktails, and conversation. And we'll get into that a little bit next week, but to hype it up, but you can go online and get your tickets and Eventbrite. And please come through.
You got a big week coming up next week, which we will talk about, and we'll talk more about that. But right now, let's do what we do on this show and kick it off. And let's do our 4 downs with Eddie and get into this. Let's talk about what we've seen in the sort of the off season and what we've got going for us right now. So first down, Eddie, you ready for this?
Let's do it.
Let's talk about our defensive standouts. I think that this is something to really sort of focus on. On the coaching side of the ball, it's like same coaches have come back. It's a good
continuity,
solid core in our group. Guys standing out. First of all, Kevin Byard got paid and earned it.
He earned it. Primetime Deion Sanders said, well, who is Kevin Byard? Well, we know who he is now. He got paid big time, deservingly so, making big plays all over the field, and really has emerged as the voice of the locker room now. Not because he made the big money. Of course that. Not every guy that gets paid a big payday is a leader, but he has really emerged as a leader. Mid-round draft choice. Really had made his mark in the NFL by making big plays. He played with a big chip on his shoulder, and he is in my opinion, the leader of this defense in a very talented secondary.
Very talented secondary. To stand out from this group, it's huge. But I'm going to say best safety in the league. Harold Landry, Sharif Finch, Rashawn Evans, all with a good year under their belt. It's not new to them now. I expect a lot from them this season.
I do too. I think the pressure and what we're going to have for the Titans to be successful defensively is pressure from the defensive line. And, the acquisition of Cameron Wake was a big one, a big-time veteran. You can't tell if that guy's 22 or if he's 32. I mean, he looks great.
He looks amazing.
Look at this guy. He's a monster off the edge. Look at his guns. My God.
He is a beast, and I expect to see a lot of that on the field.
Yeah, man. So he's going to be big for our secondary. If he can apply pressure, If we can get to the quarterback and apply pressure with the 4-man rush without having to blitz a whole lot, will be huge for that back end, which I already said was the most talented secondary probably in the league. So we'll have to wait and see. I like what I see out of our defense so far.
I do too. All right, let's next down with Eddie. Let's talk about the offensive side of the ball. A lot of additions to our receiving core, especially. A lot of talk about our receiving core, namely Adam Humphries. I've got my eye on, especially coming out of the slot. You know, coming from Tampa Bay, a slot receiver is somebody I think Marcus really needs. And we saw when he didn't have Delaney.
Yes.
You know, and plus we've got him back as well. But just talking about Adam right now out of the slot. What do you think?
Adam, to me, will be a huge reliable source for Marcus, and they can build confidence off of him. I mean, when you want to get a quarterback that's really trying to find his confidence and get your sea legs, get comfortable, he's the guy you can rely on. I mean, you can find him in the slot. You can, 3-step and out. You can trust that he's going to make the catch, make the right decision, and be there. And he's a huge addition to an already talented receiving core. You mentioned the return of Delaney Walker.
Right.
I think Corey Davis has a chance to be a superstar in this league.
I was going to say, with Delaney back and Adam in the slot, I mean, Corey has a real chance to. I mean, he had a breakout year last year.
Yes,
I
he
thought.
did. But he can really emerge as that guy now and to be the number one guy, because Humphries is going to attract a lot of attention, especially on third down. So I'm curious to see, how it all will shape out in week 1 when the receiving core is healthy. They're all back together. And we'll see how the chemistry works out.
A lot of names to talk about. Of course, A.J. Brown, rookie receiver, expect a lot out of him, and even Tajay Sharp. So who's a veteran now, hard to believe it. But yeah, a lot there. Next down with Eddie, I'm just going to say it, King Henry. You famously had the talk with him last season at the break, which all of a sudden then he turned in just crazy numbers. If he was on your fantasy team, bless you, and you owe him money. Did you have any more talks with him?
Ironically, I saw him at the Heisman House when we taped our commercials this year, and we were on the same flight. And on a 3-hour flight, we may have talked about 2:48 of it. 2 hours and 48 minutes of it. Talked about football, talked about expectations. Big year, big end of the year for him. Now the question will be, can he do it for a full season against a fresh defense where defensive coordinator is going to challenge him with 8-man fronts and really bring the fight to him. So now he's got to be very patient, and he's going to force Marcus Mariota to really have a consistency and make plays in the passing game or even in the run game to open up everything for Derek. So I'm going to say this, be very, very patient. Don't try to shoot for the home runs. You're not going to see the same defenses that you saw last season at the end of the year. You're going to see a fresh defense with all the bullseye is on your back, all the red marks on you to stop you. You're not going to beat us, Derek. So he has to be patient with that. He
does. And, of course, Deion Lewis, no slouch in the backfield. So I like our running game there. Fourth down with Eddie right here, talking about this offense, new offensive coordinator, Arthur Smith. A lot of excitement in town and around the team about him, but nationally, everyone's like, who? Oh, it's just an upgrade from inside. But this guy's been with the team since 2011. Yeah, he's been with the team since 2011, and the great advantage to that is that he's seen Marcus every step of the way under certain coordinators for over the last 4 years. So he knows what he likes to do, what he doesn't like to do. So you're going to see a hodgepodge of plays in the offensive philosophy that's tailor-made for Marcus to be successful, because he's going to get a little bit of everything that he feels comfortable with, and he feels what his strengths are. So I think it's a huge, huge advantage. The unfortunate thing is that we didn't see that in the preseason, offensively speaking. And maybe they were holding some things back. You got to hold it back, right?
You're gonna, I don't want to say dumb things down, but you're gonna simplify things, give vanilla looks. You don't want to show too much. And I think week 1 we're going to see the unleashing of Arthur Smith and that great offensive mind that he has. Just curious, because I've heard that he's going to call plays from the field. What do you think about that from just an offensive player's perspective, box or field? That's strictly an offensive coordinator and quarterback relationship. And he might feel like he can call the game better, get a feel for the guys. Some coordinators like to be on the field, see the guys' faces, figure out who's tired, who's not, what plays to call, from series to series, feel the energy. So each guy is different. So I like the call. If it doesn't work, get his buns back up in the booth.
He is a high-energy guy. All right, we've got lots more to go on this show, but 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on your car insurance. With that, we go to break with our Geico Fast 15, so stick around. We'll be right back.
2nd and 10 to throw it. Pass intercepted. Picked off at the 49-yard line by Logan Ryan. It fires for the end zone. Delaney Walker. Touchdown! Mariota looks that way. He darts. He flips. He scores. 2 for Tennessee.
The Titans Blitz presented by Farm Bureau Health Plans. Back with Eddie George, in case you didn't know by the screaming and yelling. They're like this all break. Halftime here on the show. Eddie, you probably have this conversation a lot with your wife about deciding what you want to eat. You fight about it. It's couples, you know. It's like, what do you want to eat?
She wins all the time.
Of course she does. Good husband. Tacos or sushi is the question I'm asking you. Not that we're married, but
we've been together for 5 years.
I know,
so
yeah, right? Tacos or sushi?
Oh, man, I'm going to go with a good taco. I like a good taco. You know, ground beef and lettuce and sour cream, tomatoes, the crunch of the taco.
Now I want a taco, but I'm a sushi guy.
Really?
I mean, I love tacos.
Favorite sushi roll, what? What is it?
Oh, I'm just typical spicy tuna.
Spicy tuna?
Yeah.
Don't let this
Let's do a little. I'll ask the audience. Tacos, sushi. Tacos. Oh, I'm hearing a lot of tacos.
Taco Tuesday.
Tacos?
Taco
Really?
Tuesday.
I was going to invite y'all to sushi after the show, but that's fine. That's fine.
He was going to pay for it, too.
He's the former player. We did ask this question in our This or That segment to our current Titans players. You might be surprised what the answer is. Anyway, take a look at This or That, powered by Snickers.
Tacos. Taco.
Come both. Sushi.
Tacos.
Dang. I don't really like either of those, but if I had to choose, I'd probably just go with tacos.
Tacos.
I like sashimi, but I mean, other people don't know what sushi is, so they get rolls, but that's not sushi. That's sushi, but I mean, that's a different story.
Probably sushi. Tacos. I'm not messing with no sushi. No sir. That stuff be raw. I need my movie cooked or something. I need to know what I'm eating.
Right here, welcome back to Titans Blitz, presented by Farm Bureau Health Plans. I want you guys to all go to Cleveland.
Yeah,
Yikes!
we're gonna need
this is a high-energy crowd. Well, speaking of that, it's 2-minute warning here on the show. Let's talk about this game coming up, the season opener on the road in Cleveland. Woof, man, this team. I think this is probably one of the most talked about teams nationally because of what they've added.
And therein lies the problem.
Right, it's talk.
Yes, on paper, potentially speaking, they look really good. No,
Yeah.
they look fantastic, scary even.
So let's talk about that offense.
Well, they still have to go out and do it.
Right.
And they're still the Browns, though. I mean, not to be played with. You know, Baker Mayfield, Heisman brother. You know, I love him to death. Will he have a great second year?
Yeah.
Will he build on top of that? Will there be a sophomore slump? And typically what happens, we have a great first year. Defensive coordinators, they sit down, they break you down, they find your deficiencies. They're very meticulous in doing that. That's what they get paid all the big bucks to do.
Right.
And now you're going to see a different deal where they're going to really harp on his weaknesses. So I think in year two he takes a step back, and they're not going to be as potent as we think, especially earlier on. So I think we have to wait and see. But I think we have the components defensively, the secondary, to really keep it a tight ball game.
To handle that.
Yeah,
Odell Beckham Jr., Jarvis Landry, Nick Chubb, Baker Mayfield. No
That
Kareem
sounds
Hunt, luckily,
great
in this
on
game.
paper.
On paper.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
The fantasy football fanatics, that's what you want. That's what you're looking at. But this ain't fantasy football.
No, it's not.
It's real football.
It's real football. Okay, well, let's talk about the second key. We talked about the offense. They've got some defensive players that are kind of licking their chops. I mean, You know, Myles Garrett wants
a different
to
story.
tee off. Right?
They're the real deal.
So you buy more into their defense than their offense right now?
They're proven.
Okay.
They're a veteran team. You just named off two key pillars of their defense: Mike Garrett, Sheldon Richardson.
First year with the team, right?
He is their problems, and we're going to have to contain it. Given our issues up front on the offensive line,
sure.
We're going to have to address that.
Chipping off
tight
the line,
ends,
right?
and so forth. So Arthur has his work cut out for him in terms of neutralizing the defense. So that being said, I think they're going to see a lot of 8-man fronts.
Yeah.
To dare Marcus to beat him with his arm, and that's what we're going to have to do. I think we have the playmaking ability to do it. We just got to give him the time to do it. You know?
And that comes up to the third key that I want to talk about here. Establish the pass. We always hear about establish the run, so that you can get the pass going.
Yeah.
But given that, you mentioned earlier, Derrick Henry has a target on him. They know that, we're going to feed the beast.
Yep.
Establishing the pass is important for Derrick, right?
Yep.
And those slot receivers are going to be key in this game, I believe.
Yeah, the quick game, meaning the three-step game, is going to be really key in this. Get the ball out fast, get it in your playmakers' hands. That's why, guys like Delaney Walker, the other receivers, Corey Davis, run after the catch is going to be huge. Catching it for 5 yards and then getting another 5 to 7 yards, moving the chains. That's going to really open things up because you don't want to take chances down the field early on. You want to establish yourself by quick screens, bubble screens, hit the screen game, the slant game, do all the things to get them offset, to get a rhythm going, and then take your chances downfield as the game progresses.
Real quick, is the pressure real for them because they're so talked about on paper?
Oh, absolutely.
And it's a home opener.
No, it's the Cleveland Browns, man. Yes.
Right?
All the pressure.
Right?
That's what you want. Week 1, everybody's looking at Cleveland. All their favorite to win. We'll see. All right. We'll see.
We will talk about this in overtime. We've got more Titans Blitz on the other side, so don't change the channel. Stick around. We'll be right back. Titans Blitz presented by Farm Bureau Health Plans. I'm Lance Smith, back with Eddie George. It's now overtime here on the show. With that, it's time now to talk about our Wendy's hot take question of the week. Eddie, our team grew a lot in the offseason. Not just players, little babies. Kevin Byard had just had a baby girl recently. Elena Rose, there she is right there. Oh,
goodness.
precious. Jarrell Casey already has a little boy, Nolan, but he's going to be a big brother. He just found out they're having an addition.
Oh, wow.
Tajay Sharp has a little girl, Jordan, but she just found out she's going to be a big sister. There's their reveal right there. That's Tajay going, another girl? Really? Daquan Jones also found out he's having a girl. Lots of little ladies. Right on the Titans. Of course, a lot of our Titans players have children. Eddie, talk to me about your father. Talk to me about playing as a single man and then as a family man. And does it change? Does it inspire you more to play harder?
Wow. Well, I had my oldest my rookie year.
Right.
And it definitely changes you as a man, as a player.
Look, there we go.
Yeah, they're older now. He's 22 years old, going out to Los Angeles to pursue a directing career. My youngest is going into high school at Montgomery Bell Academy. And it's such an honor to be in the role of a father. Yeah. Because you set the tone. You are, I guess, the gatekeeper to the household, and the CEO is the wife. But you make sure, I say that I had to make sure that's. But you make sure that, we're being led. I'm leading them in the right direction, constantly encouraging them, constantly staying on top of them, constantly praying over them, doing all the things that I have to do as a father to nurture their futures and beyond that.
But balanced with the mindset of a player and surrounded by other players that maybe don't have kids.
Yeah, Well,
Yeah.
You don't go out. You go
Right.
you go home and deal with the kids. It's
Yeah.
not like you lived a single life.
Yeah.
And but it's definitely a different deal. But it just goes to show you that the Titans players were busy this.
Well, you know, contracts getting
No,
getting
like,
upped and-
you know,
Right.
he was not playing this whole season, right?
But do you play harder to provide for them? Is there a little bit of that?
Without a doubt, with no question. You
I
know,
love it.
because your family is number one. You constantly think about your kids.
Yeah.
In terms of making a better future for them, because the game of football, the platform opens up so many doors.
Yeah.
That you can't even imagine.
One of the best dads I know. He's not even my dad.
thank you.
Eddie, thank you so much for being back with us. Guys, a little note. We're here on My TV 30. Check out on the replay, 10:30, Fox 17, following Titans All Access, a full hour of all things Titans on Fox 17 Friday nights. Thank you for being a part of this. We'll see you next week.